And we're back. Thor!
Cheerio!
Cheerio, Henry. What are you doing, doll?
Hi.
Rainbow.
Wait a minute. Let's see if I can do the thumbs up. Yeah,
There it is. Pow! You got it turned on yours.
Look at her.
It's okay.
She's jealous.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll wise up someday, hopefully.
What's it? Sparkles.
Sparkles.
Oh fuck! It didn't work.
I got mine turned off. I got tired of that shit.
Yeah, it does it at the most awkward times. So what you got in for us tonight?
I got a couple Reddit stories.
Okay.
Welcome to the MB show. Blah, blah, blah.
Welcome to the MB show. Sorry, yes, thank you, babe. Welcome to the MB show. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification. It helps us out. Appreciate it. For those of you who have done it already, thank you. We do appreciate it. So, I caught my girlfriend of 2.5 years on Tinder.
You lose them like you get them.
Well, he's 29 and she's 26.
That explains a lot.
I'm devastated. She said it was an ego boost and she felt unwanted, but I've been going out of my way to slow dance with her in mornings. Okay.
Like literally?
I don't know, to tell her how much I love her. So he's been slow dancing to tell her how much he loves her, I guess.
Okay. God approves.
It got bright like, whoa.
It's a sign, I'm telling you.
To tell her how much I love her and take her on beautiful dates. I've dedicated so much time to improving our relationship and making her feel heard.
So I'm kind of confused though. So at the very beginning, he says, I'm devastated. It was an ego boost. Was that her excuse for being on Tinder?
I don't know yet. I'm not done.
Okay. That's
Carrie.
weird.
It does make sense. I agree with you. It does sound like it's an ego boost to give. It seems like the way he's already explaining it is that he's already been saying that he's taken her out for beautiful date, or beautiful dates, dancing with her in the mornings, saying how much he loves her. I guess she wants other things more than that from him. I'm assuming, but it's still not right. But anyway, she said she would have never gone on Tinder if she knew it was cheating. Really? Really?
I don't know, man. It's weird.
Really?
I need to hear the reason.
This isn't the first time she lied to me.
Well, then there's a red flag.
Bingo. She was swiping on Tinder in between texting me. I'm the only one forever and always. In parentheses. Or quotations, I'm sorry, not parentheses, quotations. In quote, I'm the only one forever and always. I'm assuming that's what she told him.
That's what I was thinking. So that's probably what she was texting him as she was swiping on Tinder.
Swiping on Tinder, yeah.
Scandalous. Is swiping on Tinder considered cheating?
Fuck yeah.
It is. I do agree. I feel betrayed, and I have temporarily broken up with her while I figure this out.
After 2 years.
2.5. Was it
2.5 years?
2.5 years.
There should be no temporary breakup. That shit should be gone.
That shit should have been out the window.
Well, and is that all it says?
Felicia.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it?
That's the story.
Like, we don't know if she actually hooked up with anybody from Tinder, or was she just using it to message people, which is still wrong. But how far did she take it? And she's lied before. What did she lie about? I have questions. I have
too.
What he don't know, he'll never find out, because apparently she's never told him. And you think she's going to tell him? She didn't tell him he was on Tinder. My question is, how did he find out she was on Tinder?
And my question is, how did they meet? because
Tinder.
there's an old
That's
saying.
the end of that story.
Exactly. There's an old saying that you will lose them how you get them.
If they did it with you, they'll do it to you, kind of thing. Yeah.
Exactly. So if he met her on Tinder, why is he surprised that he's leaving her for Tinder?
I have so many more questions before I can. I mean, just on first glance, and I don't really think anything else, any more information is going to change the fact that what she did was wrong. Like, she's in a relationship and she's on Tinder, so yeah, she sucks. But I just have so many more questions.
I'm just curious on. So I'm still kind of stuck on that whole in the beginning thing. Was it that her excuse for being on Tinder is that she
Sounds
felt
like it.
she felt ego boost or something like that?
That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah, she said it was
That's
an ego
weird.
boost. I don't know how it's an ego boost, but I mean, obviously, he's not filling in the blank. I'm not saying it's an excuse to do what she did. I'm not saying what she did was right at all. But there's something that she's just got some issues. But I don't see it how it be an ego boost. But
See,
I don't
that's
know,
a
man.
that's a lot of things I've been seeing with a lot of younger ladies here lately. My daughter's the same way. She's 28, and I've seen her do this, and I've told her, you can't be doing this. This just doesn't make any sense, and it's stupid. A lot of younger ladies, they will date one guy for a specific trait, and then they will continue talking to other guys for these other traits to get their full fulfillment of their whatever they need.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that either, but I know what you're talking about, because I know people who will be talking to multiple people, and it's like, well, I like him because he, is career driven and this and that, and then I like this one because he's more fun and likes to do this, and it's just you can't. Yeah.
Frodo says it's an ego boost because she was getting derogatory attention from strangers, even if she was ugly. 100 dudes told her weekly she was hot.
And that's that's true, and I see that that's probably the ego boost he was talking about, because have you seen the one where it's talking about if you don't appreciate what you have or something, make an online Tinder profile or dating profile with your woman's pictures and see how many likes and saves she gets in the first day or two, and then reevaluate, like being more appreciative of what you get.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with that, but the sentiment behind it, it's, have you seen those TikToks where the guy's like, I don't think he actually did it, but he was like, if you don't think that there's 100 other guys out there who want what you have.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the mentality of that. I do understand the psyche of it, right? Because it does kind of put you in the third person's perspective, right?
It does, but
it's really bad.
Yeah.
Fat, nasty women can get laid.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, we are in a society where, I hate to say it, no offense, Mel, but women have the pick. They have all the power. It's just honest. They don't even want it permanently. They want the not H on their belt.
A notch on their belt.
Or notch. Yeah, notch. I mean, there is a lot of guys out there that just do that just to get laid. There's a lot of guys out there just to have that notch added onto their belt because they don't have any self-worth. That's the way I see it.
Well, I mean, is it any different than a girl posting 1,000 selfies a day for the likes? I mean, she's doing it for the attention, right? The ego boost that the likes give her, and the comments. Yeah, the comments that are all complimenting her. So apparently it sounds like she was on Tinder doing the same thing. It was an ego boost to her to see that there were guys that wanted her. Sounds like she needs some help or needs to reevaluate. She shouldn't be in a relationship if that's what she's looking for.
Yeah.
I'm in a committed relationship. I don't really post selfies. I'll post selfies I'll take with my daughter, or pictures we take together. But I'm not out here looking for constant validation from social media, from the internet, of people to tell me I'm so pretty and I'm so hot and I'm so this and I'm just not. It's just not me.
Yeah, so I can see where if you're in a relationship and you're out and about, yeah, God agrees.
Then it goes away, and then it just like goes away.
I can see where you're out and about by yourself. You're at the grocery store, or you're standing in lines at Starbucks getting coffee or whatnot, and some man comes up to you and says, "Hey, you're a good looking woman. Maybe we can talk, get to know each other." And you're like, "No, I'm sorry, I'm seeing somebody." I can see that being a typical encounter, but with social media and the availability and access that people have today, it's absolutely horrible.
Well, and what is going on in our society that everybody is so after that ego boost?
I don't know. I honestly have no clue.
Social media, I think, has a lot to do with it. Really,
But like, what
Wanting
is it in
validation.
people that need that constant?
Well, I think it goes back to parenting. Honestly, I really do. With the way the economy is right now, where both parents have to work, the kids are not getting the attention that they used to get back in the day. Now, granted, us Gen Xers, we didn't get no attention from our parents. We got
didn't give a
told.
shit.
That's what I'm saying. They told us to go outside and not come back on until it got dark, right? So we got our own attention from our friends or whoever we was outside playing with. Today's generation, though, they're just on their phones all the friggin' time. So
Social media, I tell you, social media, I think, has majority of the issues in today's society. Example, when you go on a date, when we go on a date, we don't really play with our phones unless I know she gets on her phone because her daughter and stuff like that, and the Ring doorbell camera, et cetera, et cetera. That's no big deal. But my phone pretty much majority stays in my friggin' pocket unless I'm showing her something or doing whatever.
Or unless
But-
we're on live.
Do what?
Unless you're on live.
Yeah, unless we're on live. But at the same time, you see a lot of the younger generation. Literally, if they go on their dates, they're on their fucking phones, and I'm like, why? You're not going to get to know that person. Now, if you're more mature, you'll see more mature kids actually leaving their phones away and paying attention to their date. But even in girlfriend and boyfriend relationships these days, you see them living on their phones. Even on the dates, they're sitting there playing on their phones, sitting across from each other, talking and eating or whatever. They're holding a conversation while they're holding another private conversation on Snapchat or a text message or Facebook or even TikTok for that matter.
yeah, Anna from our comment, she says, "I honestly prefer a real interaction, a guy who actually comes up and talks to me and complies or compliments me in the best is the best in her book." Now, I agree with you. But at the same time, with today's society, that could be seen as creepy. That could come across as creepy to a lot of women. I'm not saying most, I'm saying a lot. Because women have stated they don't want men to broach them anymore because it's a safety issue.
Have you seen the TikTok that there's a lady in a car and she's complaining because she was I think it was at Lowe's or Home Depot, and nobody helped her. She grabbed some stuff, and nobody helped her load her car. It was some heavy stuff, and nobody helped her load her car. She says, all these guys are walking around, and nobody's helping me. Well, you know what? It's your generation, and even the older generation does it now, I've noticed. It is the women, the bad apples in the women group, who basically ruin it for the guys willing to help, because you don't know you're going to get shamed on. You're going to get you're going to get ridiculed for it. You're going to get told I don't need no help. Or you may get charged with something that you didn't do.
Now that's the biggest. I think that is the biggest thing that goes on in the minds of a man when they see a situation where they could potentially be accused of something that they didn't do, and they can lose their entire life over that, right?
And it's funny because we didn't have that issue growing up. When I was with my grandfather all the time, if there was somebody on the side of the road needs help, if a woman, especially a woman, he stopped and helped him, and she was appreciated. He says, "Good day, ma'am. Have a good day." Whatever. He drove on. He helped out. I still want to help, but at the same time, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I don't know this woman, for one. For two, she could potentially hurt me physically, or, say I did this to her, or I said this to her, or I tried to do this to her, and then all of a sudden I'm a bad person for trying to do a good deed. I'm like, It's women fucked that up. Women ruined it. Women has ruined that whole thing altogether, and it's sad. It is so sad.
Well, I will say, I will agree that women do it a lot more than men, but there is some cases, and I've read articles on this, where some men like got in a car wreck or something, and another man would come and help them. Then they would get sued months later because they broke their arm or something that getting them out of the car crash. It's like, dude, he just saved your life. Why are you
Right.
going to sue him over breaking your arm?
I had an issue when my job. I was coming home late night, and I was filling my work truck up with gas around the corner, and it was full of tools. And there's this guy, I'm sitting there pumping gas. He comes over to me. He says, "Hey, I see you got a work truck, man. I got a flat tire over here." And I'm like, man, the back of my mind, I'm like, dude, do you really? Or because it was kind of off to the side where it was dark in that area and I couldn't see it, but he was by the air pump. And I'm like, do I really want to help this guy out? Because it's dark outside. There's nobody out here. I'm like, do I really want to help him out? And
You
like,
could
part of
get
me's like,
jumped
yeah,
by
go
two or
ahead.
three
He's like,
people.
his wife was standing right there, and then I see the car seat in the back, and I'm like, he's like, I got my kid in the car, my wife's here, my tire iron, I got a stripped lug nut, and I can't get my tire off to put my spare on. And I'm like, man, do I want to help him? I'm like, yeah, I do, but I'm like, screw it. So I went and helped him, and luckily I did. I was very happy I did. His baby's in the back screaming, at the back of the car screaming. His wife is standing there, like freaking out, trying to get everybody home safe, which I understand. And it was a good experience for me and help him out. He worked with me to get his tire on. It literally took us 5 minutes. I got the stuff out. He helped, got it off, got his new one on. And another thing that went back in my head, like you just said, something to sue you down the road. I'm like, I gave him my impact. I said, here you go, tighten them up. I left it on him. I didn't do it. It's my tool, but it's on you what you want to do to your lug nuts, man, not me. I'm not going to be responsible for if it falls off. It's on you, not me.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you could also could potentially put yourself in danger because you could have went around the corner and two or three other guys could have jumped you.
there's so many things in today's society, but I'm a person that wants to help out as much as I can, if regardless. It's just who I am. I want to help. I don't give a shit if you're a guy or a girl. I want to help. If I have the needs to help you, I will do so. Not a problem.
So going back to the whole Tinder thing, what do you guys think
Yeah, we got
about
way off topic.
Yeah, what do you guys think about the whole dating apps? I mean, me personally, I've never had to look at them because I've been married for over 20 years, but my daughter has told me that they are full of nothing but F boys. Like, I mean, she's a girl. She's looking for man, right? So that's all she says. They're looking for somebody to get laid.
It's both. That's why you go on Tinder.
Well, Tinder, yeah. I've never been on a dating app. I've never had a profile on a dating app. My only interaction with looking at dating apps was when I found my ex-husband on dating apps while we were married. But that's a whole other topic.
So what would you suggest
we
for
ain't going
people
that
that
way.
are actually doing the online dating app thing? Should they like do research in the app and see how many like successful relationships that came out of that, or what?
I think it just go ahead, babe.
No, you're fine.
I was gonna say, I think it depends on what I think it depends on what it is you're using the dating app for. Are you just looking for a hookup, or are you trying to find an actual relationship?
Well, yeah, of course I know that, but I'm saying for the people that are wanting to get on a dating app because they're lonely and they want to find an actual relationship, what can people do? Because I mean, in my opinion, there's nothing you can do.
You said it. It's oh my goodness. In a dating website, it's hit or miss. They say they're there to find their perfect partner, they want to find a girlfriend or a wife or whatever. They want to find their best friend. But in reality, you're there for it's a hookup culture. You might find someone you strike with, a good conversation with them, like, okay, cool, we meet up and date, whatever. Example, like she found me on TikTok. True shit. So it worked out the benefit for us. It worked out positive. Not saying all dating sites are all negative, but majority of it is negative.
Yeah, I
Very
think it
few
seems
far in between a couple's hook up and actually be successful on dating sites.
Yeah, it seems like the most popular dating sites or dating apps are the ones that are used for hooking up mostly.
Mm-hmm.
Which
So-
is
That's all of
weird.
them. You got Plenty of Fish, an app. You got Tinder, an app. You got Bumble, an app. You've got some other ones that are
Facebook
also
dating
apps.
is a thing now.
Do what?
Facebook dating.
Yeah, Facebook dating. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a Facebook dating now.
When I changed my profile on Facebook after my divorce to single, I instantly got a thing from Facebook inviting me to participate in Facebook dating.
The hell?
And I was like,
Wow.
no, I don't think so. Weird. No.
Wow. Yeah,
But-
that's pretty horrible.
So here's something we can talk about on those same lines with the dating apps. Are you guys aware of the Facebook pages and Facebook groups out there called "Are We Dating the Same Guy?"
Yep. Yep.
or "Man"? Okay, so I joined a couple of those back when I was single, and now I just keep them around for entertainment purposes because it's great. But you see these guys, and they'll be posted from the dating apps, and it's their dating apps profile. And they post them, and they're like, "What's going on?" With does anybody know this guy? The amount of people on these pages that when somebody has posted a picture of their dating app profile, the wife comments, "That's my husband."
So let me ask you on that. Do you think that's a violation of that person's privacy?
Mm-mm.
No. Anything
Because it's a public dating app?
anything you put on the internet is out there forever. It's just
True.
So
True.
they're not giving information about the individual. They're just using their profile picture. So if you go to anybody's Facebook, if they have a profile picture of their face,
not necessarily, because think about it. Because these Facebook pages are specifically for cities.
yeah,
They are
yeah.
specific to cities. It's like I live in the Orlando area, right? So they would be a Facebook page and are we dating the same man in Orlando? You know?
because there's I'm on 2 that are, Oklahoma ones.
Yeah.
And I even found one that's a Cincinnati area one.
So I mean that right there kind of that starts narrowing it down for public information, right? And the information that they're posting is not being used in the fashion that the public information was intended to. So when you can get into some legal battles there.
No,
I don't think so, because it never posts their last name, and they always just post most of the groups don't allow you to post last names. Some of them don't even allow you to post names, just initials with their picture.
Okay,
But it's
okay.
pictures that they have used on their dating profiles or their Facebook page, or just pictures that they have of them because they met this guy at a bar, and they just want to make sure he's not spoken for before they agree to go out with him or something.
So what accounts for the percentage of people that are catfishing?
what do you mean? Well, no,
There's people on these dating apps that will use someone else's picture to catfish.
Okay, you went from dating apps to
No,
are
it's
we
the
dating
same.
the same person?
It's the same thing, though.
No.
Because
those are pretty easy to spot, though. The catfishing pictures, so I've seen the ladies in this group post a picture, and it's like, been talking to this guy. Does anybody have any information on him? And you look at the guy, and then you look at the girl who posted it, and it's like, ma'am, that's not a real person. Like, that's not really that guy that you're talking to. It's very clear that you're being catfished, and everybody will tell them in the comments, that's good. Do a Google image search, a reverse image search or whatever. And you'll see that you are being catfished because that guy is not talking to you.
I
Frodo is
misunderstood
asking,
what you were saying. That's why.
So what I was saying was basically, I'll use me for an example. Someone decided that they wanted to use a picture of me as their dating profile.
Mm-hmm.
They hit up a bunch of people on Tinder or whatnot, and their name is not even close to mine, right? And some girl that they talked to on the dating app posts my picture on the Facebook page, and now my face is out there, but it's a catfish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that can potentially ruin your marriage.
Exactly.
It's the people in Nigeria.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's what they do. And you were in the military, so if they find one of your military pictures, but it's always the same story, typically, on those catfish.
Okay.
I haven't
Frodo was
really.
asking how many are trolls that claim an individual just to stir shit up.
That's kind of goes with I think what you're saying is catfishing.
Well, I think that he's asking specifically for people throwing pictures in these Facebook groups just to stir shit up.
Just a drama.
Yeah, that happens. That happens a lot.
And
Like,
I can see
that is wrong. You
I
know,
never comment, or I've never posted anybody. I've never commented on anybody. I saw my mailman that comes to my job. He was posted in there, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's my mailman." The next day,
imagine.
I had the next day.
Imagine.
I'm like, somebody's been bad because you married and your wife found it.
So imagine being a disgruntled ex. Say you wanted to piss off the new girlfriend or the new wife or whatnot. You take a picture of your ex, you post it on this group, and you say anyone else dating this guy, you're pretending that he's not your ex, right? You could really fuck up some relationships.
Yeah, you could, because you can post anonymously. So yeah, you really absolutely could, and that would be wrong. But that's such a woman thing to do. In the same, it totally is.
Yeah, never call women dogs.
It is.
Never call a woman dog. Dogs
not just
loyal.
marriage. I've heard of things like that happening, and arrest warrants get issued for something you didn't do. Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, it depends on if somebody really wants to pursue the charges down that hole. If they want to really go push that, and I think if you have a lot to lose, I think somebody would actually push that issue. And I think Facebook should be somewhat responsible for that, for having that kind of thing up as a group, because there's a lot of groups that you're not allowed to have. They will just basically Facebook will not allow these kind of groups, but they're going to allow that to ruin someone's life.
A lot of those groups do get taken down. Facebook gets rid of them because of the drama and because of the things that happen. Because I've seen, like, somebody will post a guy, and somebody immediately jumps in and starts bashing this guy about he's this, he's that, he's this, he's that, and then you'll have a bunch of other people comment and be like, no, he's a nice guy, I know him, he's a nice guy. She's just an ex-girlfriend who's pissed off at him.
You can kind of tell based off the emotion in the text.
Yeah.
I've never heard of. I don't know if there is or not, but I wonder if there's any groups like that for men to post women's pictures.
There are.
There is. That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I haven't been able to infiltrate any of them. No, I haven't tried. But
infiltrate.
I know that there's on
like a little spy game or something.
Women. They say women are like the FBI, man.
There are some women that are in one of the groups that I'm in that were able to infiltrate into one of the male groups, and we're posting some screenshots from it, and it's really no better than the women's group with the stuff that they do. And
I can see a lot of, man, that chick's crazy. Stay away from her. I can see a lot of that. Because we will say women are crazy all the time. So
I'm in one in my town or my city, and there are some guys that post the women in there as well, and they say red flags, and there's comments that sit there and say, "Yeah, stay away from her. There's red flags." Do what?
You're in one of those groups?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. That's funny.
I was kind of curious. I was like, I'm kind of curious on here, like what's going on. So, and there's a guy posting her picture, and it basically says, "Stay away from her. Red flag, red flag, red flag." And then the comments blow up and says, "Yeah, I've talked to her before. And then you see another guy say, "Yep, I talked to her a few months ago. Same thing, same issue, same issue. Red flag, red flag, red flag."
Yeah.
If you guys, if you haven't subscribed or hit that like button or hit the bell icon, please go ahead and do that, and appreciate the support. Did you have another story for us tonight, Mike?
I did, but it's lengthy.
Oh, we got plenty of time. It's only Monday night.
It is lengthy. Let's see what we've got here. The husband cheated on me. He's 28. She's 27. Okay. So I found out today that my husband cheated. We've been together 8 years, married almost 2 years. No kids, just 3 dogs. own a house together, have savings, 2 cars, the American dream, right? He came home and I noticed he had something on his face. Wiped? What? That doesn't make any sense. Let me rephrase this one here. He came home and I noticed he had something on his face. Wiped and said it looked like makeup. I asked him why he had makeup on his nose, and his response was, "Oh, I don't know. I don't think I put any makeup."
This dude's playing dumb.
Oh, no.
I do know.
No.
And I'm like, "Oh, how do you not know? Also, you don't have makeup. LOL." He, of course, pivoted and said he went to the dentist and that maybe it was their makeup.
The fuck?
Come on, bro. Come on,
fuck?
bro.
How does that even that doesn't even make sense?
Well, I mean, so yeah, it kind of does because
No,
think
it
about
don't.
So
Not even
let's just play this
friggin'
out. Let's play this out.
close.
I'm going to play devil's advocate, so let's play this out. So,
No, there's not
so
even. You
imagine.
can't.
Let me walk it out. So this guy went to the dentist, sat down in the chair. The dentist assistant was all caked up in makeup. She put her rubber gloves on. She gets a scratch on her nose, so she scratches it, and then
Not
she
true.
puts it. I mean, just say it, man. It can happen.
The
I'm
only
joking.
thing when you go to the dentist
believe
office
that
is
shit.
the only thing you go to the dentist. Well, when you go to the dentist office is either the dentist hygienist or the dentist assistant. You get boobs on your head.
I got punched in the nose, and I was covering a bruise. Would make more sense.
Exactly. This guy
Yeah.
was not very
You
quick
don't.
on
You
it.
don't
believe
get
that.
makeup from a dentist office. You get boobs in your head. That's pretty much what you get. And that is, I mean, every time I've been, you get boobs touching your head. I'm like, okay, okay.
Mel, I think you need to be checking out his dentist office.
Okay. Continue.
Henry, do you not get boobs plastered on your head when you go to the dentist office?
No, because normally I go to a male dentist office.
Okay, well, there's a lot of women, and my dental hygienist and the dentist assistants are always typically women where I'm going, everywhere I've been. So, anyway. So, she says, how do you not know? Also, you don't have any makeup, LOL. He, of course, pivoted and said he went to the dentist and that maybe it was their makeup. I, of course, said, that's stupid because a dentist doesn't get close enough for your face to get makeup on you. This whole time he seemed panicky, stumbled over his words, quivering lip, and he wouldn't look straight at me. He told me he didn't know what to say and that he was telling the truth. I told him I did not believe him purely because how asinine his explanation was and how sketchy he was acting. We've also been having some issues in our marriage and fighting quite a bit the past few months. He said I could check his phone and the footage on our house cameras, and I said that wouldn't change anything. I told him he needed to be honest with me and that if he told me now, it'd be better than me finding out later. He stuck to his guns that he was telling me the truth.
That's a lie, by the way. It's not going to be better. It's just going. It's going to be the same level. It's just going to be. It's going to be bad no matter what.
Why would you say, "Here's my phone. You can check the cameras on our home"?
Yeah, I don't get that one.
That has nothing to do with it.
No, but does she not have the cameras on her phone? And is he? Well, I mean, he's not very bright. So I was about to say, why would he? Never mind. Okay, continue.
Awesome thing is that my parents were coming over to dog sit while we went to California for a vacation. Talk about perfect timing. We dropped the subject and tried to act normal with my parents' arrival. I was texting my brother about everything at the time, and he had the great idea of getting the SD card out of his dash cam. Oh. So I bebopped myself out to his truck and got the SD card. He came outside right at that time and asked what I was doing. I told him I was looking in his truck. I go upstairs in our house, and he asked me if I took the SD card. So he already knew that's the first thing he went to is that friggin' dash cam that he had in his truck because he knew exactly he was busted at that point. I said, yep, you said I can look at footage. He said it would have been nice to know, and I said, well, you do now. Ooh. Then I calmly took him through my logical thinking of why I think he got makeup on his nose because he was making out with someone else. I ended my explanation with, we have been together 8 years and married for 2. I have built a life with you, and you have been my best friend this whole time. If you respect me as a person and love me as a person, you will tell me the truth. That got him. He told me that he made out with one of his coworkers. I, of course, asked for all the details. If they've had sex, how long it's been going on, have they seen each other outside of work, do they text/call, who she was, who started the relationship, if she knew he was married, if he talked about me, etc. He said they never had sex, been going on for 2 weeks, never text/call because he didn't want to get caught. That she knew he was married, and it started out with just flirting, and they've never seen each other outside of work. So you're
That's a
telling me
lie.
this thing's been going on during working hours?
Yeah, that's a
It's a
lie.
lie.
It's all a lie.
Yeah, that's
he of course
big
cried.
ol' lie.
He of course cried. Okay, I'm going to stop right there for one quick second. You know, if it was a woman that cried, a typical man would actually try to comfort her, even though she's in the wrong. And she cheated on him, he would try to comfort her. Women use women as crying as a shield for vulnerability, because it
Now,
works.
But
now,
men always cry whenever they get busted. Always.
Who?
Always. Men.
Men?
Always
Eh.
cry. Always. I can promise you.
Eh.
well, I will say that it kind of sounded like that she was getting ready to forgive him the way she was explaining these things, right? She was asking him questions on, how long they've been together, how long does she know anything about her?
No,
Oh
stuff
no,
like that.
she was
No,
collecting
that's-
evidence. She was just collecting evidence.
Women have to know. We need to know. We cannot process through it unless we know all the details. We want to know all the details. As much as it's going to suck and as much as it's going to make it hurt, even worse, we want all the details.
So what you're saying is, if you want to piss off a woman, just don't tell her details.
Exactly. Well, because here's what's going to happen when you give the woman details, and it's not even about cheating at all. You give a woman details, all you're doing is giving her fuel. Doing.
That was weird.
What happened?
Thanks, StreamYard. She said he was sorry for letting me down, that he loved me, that he was a bad person, etc. I, being the dumb, loving person that I am, I counseled him and said he's not a bad person, just a person that made a bad decision. I told him that I still love him as a person, but that he took a vow and broke it. He broke my heart. That, on one hand, I'd like to find a way to make it work, but that I'm always going to have that in the back of my head regardless if I forgive him. That now can I move on knowing that he may just step out on me when things get difficult. That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Life is going to throw us some shitstorms. And now I have no clue if he will weather the storm with me. He said that he would do anything to make it work. Go to couples counseling, share his location, let me look through his phone,
Well, he's
etc.
already broken trust.
he's
Whatever he
already
says
broken
now, she's not
It's
going
too
to
late.
believe it. Yeah.
He's too late. I told him while that's all well and good, that's not a way for a person to live. I would drive myself insane tracking his location, looking through his phone, never knowing if he was going into the gym or going to meet up with someone.
Mm-hmm.
He told me he would ultimately respect whatever decision I make. I told him I'm going to California. He is not. And I am taking my mom with me. We will take 2 weeks apart. Ask him to leave and go to a hotel and share his location with me. Once I get back from California and Thanksgiving with my family, I will let him know if I want to try couples counseling.
Hold up. Okay, if they're going to California for 2 weeks, why does he have to get a hotel? That doesn't make any sense.
I agree with you. I was thinking the same thing. And
Why couldn't he stay in the house?
Yeah. I mean, that's their house. They got married, right? Why is it always the man got to leave?
Well, in this case, he did fuck up, so he should leave. But
I mean, I agree. I'm not trying to defend that.
But even when the woman fucks up, the man still typically fucking leaves.
Yeah. Why is it always the man that's got to leave the house?
It's always the woman gets to keep everything. But I digress.
yes, you do.
Interesting.
Now I am left here singing Cotton Eye Joe. Where did we come from? Where did we go? Good one. Good analogy on that one. That's good. I'll give her that.
Nowhere.
That fits perfectly. That fits perfectly. Now I left here singing
Okay.
Cotton Eye Joe. Where did we come
Wow.
from? Where did we go? Have any of you been through something like this?
Wow.
What did you do? Leave immediately, try to make things work and come out stronger, try to make things work and dissolving the marriage. Decisions. Coping with humor will get me through this, she said. Addition, I'm so sorry if I haven't been able to respond to all the replies. I appreciate you all so much. Okay. She's basically saying thank you, whatever. So update. She's got an update on here. To answer some of y'all's question, my dad has the SD card in his possession. First off, don't bring your family into this shit. Don't bring your parents into your marriage. That is where you fuck up. That is where you really mess up. Your parents start now viewing him, no matter what, as the bad guy. Yes, he did wrong, even her. Whatever. If she did wrong, it's never bring your parents into the situation. It's y'all's marriage, not your parents. Ever.
That's including your friends. You should
Exactly.
keep your friends and your family out of it.
And her
It's
brother,
between
which
you
is a
and
bad
your
thing.
Spouse.
My best friend is going to watch it to spare me that pain. So technically, she hasn't even really watched it yet. As for him fucking around on me while I'm gone, he is supposed to be at the hotel just for the night and go back to our home. Our dogs are there that he needs to take care of since my mom is going to Cali with me and my dad is going back home. Also, the damage has already been done. If he fucks around more at this point, nothing I can do about that. There's nothing I can do about that. He's already obliterated my heart. Not much more he can do at this point. Also, was STD tested like 3 weeks ago because I got my IUD taken out because we were going to start a family. And that was in all big caps. So glad that did not happen, as the Red Devil visited me yesterday, and Demetrius said might be doing me a solid. Ha ha.
So Frodo says, I disagree. I think removing your support system is why so many people remain in abuse situations.
True.
No, I disagree with that, because most people that stay in abuse situations is because they themselves will not take themselves out of it.
So, okay, so I'm glad she clarified that it was just the one night he went to the hotel until the next day, whenever.
That's what it seems like. But I mean, why would you sit there and tell your significant other to go to a hotel that you're leaving to go to California, knowing you got a dog and everything else to take care of at the house?
Well, because they had this trip planned. He done pissed her off. So now he doesn't get to go on the trip. She's going, but she's not leaving until the next day. So for that night, he can go stay at a hotel. And then when she leaves for California the next day, then he can come back home.
I told her, no, I'm sitting right there. I'm going to sleep on the couch.
Now, I can tell her, my advice to her is, just cut your losses and go. Because he's proven he's a liar, and not a very good one, like a bad one. And it's not gonna it's not gonna get any better. It's not. She's not gonna trust him, so she's gonna make herself absolutely crazy, constantly searching for something that may or may not be there.
Mm-hmm.
But statistics say that he's going to do it again.
Yeah.
So
now, since they have no kids already,
I'm going to interrupt right there for one quick second. I hate to say that because I know we're on live on YouTube and it's going to be posted on that. We're going to take a quick 30-second intermission.
Okay.
Because there is a lot more to this story. And there's updates.
What?
Updates. Oh, yeah.
There's more?
There's updates and updates. We're going to take about a 30 to 45-second intermission.
Are we back?
I think we are, and I think I know why we had to go to an intermission.
Yeah, I just figured it out too. I'm like, oh, okay, because I was like, this is different. I don't
Yeah, he'll be.
I've done an intermission before, but
We haven't. This is the first time we've ever had that. He'll be back, by the way. I think he went to the restroom. But while he's gone, I will say that based off what she said already and what he has done already, and they don't have kids, so that makes it easier, right? I think if I was her, I would just cut sling load, cut my losses, and move on.
yeah.
Well, that was a quick 30 seconds, wasn't it?
I think you're 30 seconds. I think you're 30 seconds, and the reality of 30
How far
seconds
was I
is not
off?
the
I mean,
same.
I'm not gonna lie. I have to, and I don't care. It's being posted. I had to friggin' be. I don't care at this point because I'm like, good Lord Almighty.
I mean, it was about 15. It was about 45 seconds total for you.
I said there. Men usually take longer. Okay.
Yeah. So wait, there's more to this friggin' story?
There is more and is more.
Jesus
oh
Christ.
my goodness. Let me see.
Is okay, never mind. I was gonna say, is this just gonna drag along, or is it gonna be like
Hang on. Okay. This is probably the most messed up live we've done on YouTube yet, but it's okay. Okay, so we got the STD test 3 weeks ago because, they was trying to start a family, etc. Update. Sorry to keep my loyal audience waiting. But when they say, but wait, there's more, Billy Mays, but wait, there's more.
More.
They were not kidding. So, long story short, he called to be completely honest so we can move forward and admitted that they had sex 3 times. Oh, wait a minute. You want to go for the STD? You're going to go for the STD check just in case to cover your own ass, CYA, right? Just to find out, because you had something, you're kind of fucked at this point. All answers point to you cheated for sure. You definitely put your thing in somewhere where it didn't belong, except for your old lady. They've had sex 3 times. That it's been going on for 3 months. Woo! We went from 2 weeks to 3 months now.
He didn't go get an STD test. She did.
Yeah,
What?
she probably
I'm
told
sorry.
him. This is what I think happened. She told him that she was going to go get an STI check, and he was probably worried that he might have got something, so he came clean. We had sex 3 times.
Yeah, he can't backpedal his way out of that one for sure if she had something. Now, unless she did something and keeping the secret from him.
Well, I don't think that's the case in this sense.
No, I agree. I agree with you. I agree. Let's see. They said 3 times it's been going on for 3 months. They had sex in a hotel room while I was out of town for a girls' weekend. Paid cash as to not have a paper trail. And the makeup goblin has a child with her previous husband that had cheated on her.
So I would love to, if this woman was on live, I would love to ask her one question, because let's just think about this.
Well, you might get an answer out of these about 5 or 6 more updates that she has.
True, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. So how many men do you know, Mike, that do not like their girlfriends or wives to go on girls' trips?
Oh, we're not going to blame it on that.
Well, no. I'm going to come around. I'm going to bring it around. I promise. Give me a minute.
Okay.
How many do you know?
I have some friends that I know. Well, I'm not gonna call them friends. I'm gonna say acquaintances that I know wouldn't mind, but there are some acquaintances that I know that do mind. As myself, I will also mind.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I will not. No, my wife is not going on no girl trip.
Didn't she go on cruise without you?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Not yet, but she's about to.
Not yet.
But she's about to have a girls trip.
I haven't decided if I'm going to go or not. But anyway, and the daughter's going if it is a girls trip. It's her and the daughter.
This is a double standard.
No, it's not double standard. It's a boundary. So a lot of men that I know would not want their girlfriends or wives to go on girls trips. My question would be, did he set that boundary and she's stepping over that boundary and he's doing this out of revenge?
There's no
I
excuse.
think that's a stretch, and I
That
agree. It's no
no,
excuse.
that's no excuse.
Oh, I agree. It's no excuse, but there could be a cause to all of
I mean,
this.
the girls' trip
Mm,
could have been a trip with her mother and her sisters, or
Could
something
have
like
been.
that.
she didn't say though. She's not specified just yet,
Yeah.
and maybe she may not specify. But back to the thing, and the makeup goblin the makeup goblin. That's pretty clever. So you're as a child with her previous husband that had cheated on her, which is why they had to fuck in a hotel because her kid was home. Okay. This bro is so delulu that he still has been begging me to stay, that he will change, that he messed up, and he loves me. I asked him to leave me alone, and he sent me a slew of texts outlining a reel of our relationship and how amazing I am. Well, you should have thought about that before you slipped your dick into some other woman, including lyrics from our first dance wedding song. What a manipulative clown. If you don't already know what I will do next, I will give you a hint. It starts with a D and ends with divorce.
Yeah, I mean, you can already tell by the way she's saying the
Oh, she's
words
done
that
gave
this
up.
is done.
She's
This is
done
over
giving
with.
up. Yeah, it's done. Update. My dad told me I'd go through a roller coaster of emotions. I felt shocked, angry, hurt, but I am feeling the most right now is loss. Loss of a potential future, of a family, or of the last 8 years that we were so formative in shaping me, that were so formative in shaping me into who I am today. I just sent him a text. I want him to feel a sliver of pain that I am feeling. Oh my God, I hope she ain't doing
His
the
mistress tripped
payback.
and fell on his dick. We have to cut to the man some slack.
Oh
Joking.
my god!
This was my first time getting sleep since everything happened. I thought I'd wake up and this would have all been a bad dream, but it wasn't. I'm living a fucking nightmare that you architected. You have literally made my life a living hell. The worst fucking pain I have ever felt in my life times 1,000. I'm going to if I'm going to burn, so are you. I hope you feel like the monster you are. I want to go home, but I don't have a fucking home. Not anymore. Not one that hasn't been tainted with lukewarm memories of our lives that could have been. You are my home. You are my safe space, and you took that from me. I don't know if I will ever feel safe again. If I ever trust a living effing human being again. I think I'm dropping too much F bombs on live because I put all my trust in the one person who I thought loved me and knew my soul to the core, my best friend. But turns out you are a fraud, and I'm the loser who fell for your sick and twisted games.
So she's going through three different stages of greed or not greed,
Grief.
grief
going
right
through
now,
Grieving,
right?
yeah, the grieving, yeah.
Yeah. So the first one was surprise, which that was the story part. Second one was angry, which was the update part, and then the last one was guilt. That's the last piece.
And that is the wrap of that one.
So that story's finally over with.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
She said she said what she wanted to say, and that was it.
But for her, it's just beginning because that's. I mean, like
Mhm.
having been there, you do grieve because you grieve what could have been. You grieve what you had in the idea of what you thought it was, and you grieve everything that because now everything he's ever told her from the beginning in her mind was a lie. Because if he really loved her, if he really truly loved her, he would not have done the things that he did.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree.
And he's a piece of shit.
Yeah,
And he's
there's no excuse for anything he done.
He's a bad liar.
I agree. That was a lengthy story. But I mean, it's funny how he just came clean when she says, you know, an STD test. That's when he came clean, scared because he's thinking, okay, shit, if she's got something, I'm fucked.
Well, he came clean whenever it was like, ooh, I'm going to look at the dash cam. then he came clean. Then when it was like, I'm going to get a test, then he came a little bit more clean.
Mhm.
And that's the thing about people like that. They never just out it all right at once. And that's why you will make yourself crazy if you stay in those relationships, because you know there's more. You know in your gut. You can feel that there's more. And like I said, women, for whatever reason, we want to know the details. As bad as they hurt, we want to know the details.
Men don't really care. We just know that it's happened. If it's happened once, it can happen again, and we're just going to cut sling low.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
See,
And we don't care
need
about the details. Exactly. We don't care about the details.
You fucked up. You did the wrong. You did me wrong. I don't give a shit. What wrong is wrong. That's it. Why would I want details?
But also, I hope she gets her revenge.
No, there's no revenge. Two wrongs don't make her right, though.
Yeah. What kind of revenge is she going to get?
She doesn't need
the only revenge she is divorce. Done.
Like, I wouldn't say revenge, but he'll get his karma for sure. He'll get his karma. And the woman who knows he's married will also get her karma. And maybe if she's lucky enough, she might get to witness the karma bus from afar. But, everybody gets there. It's what goes around comes around, and you do reap what you sow. That's just a fact. It's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, eventually karma is going to come around and bite you in the ass. That's just the way. That's just the way the universe works. That's not life. That's the universe. But I mean, when there's no reason to be bitter or revengeful over something like this, there's just no point in it. The only go ahead.
But that's a feeling that's one of those feelings that you feel in the roller coaster of emotions. After that, you want the revenge. You want to be the one to drive that karma bus, but you have to resolve yourself to the fact that you don't get to be the one to drive it, but maybe you'll get to watch it.
Yeah, but that's also during the time that you could be healing, right? Instead of healing, you're keeping the wounds open, and now you are sacrificing time, which a lot of people don't fucking have today. You're sacrificing time to heal and be able to move on and find another partner.
I think it's part of the healing is working through all of those emotions, including the anger and the want for revenge and all of that. I think that's part of healing. You have to work through those, and you have to feel all of those emotions to heal from it. So,
yeah, but there's no feeling of want.
Well, I mean, you can want something really badly, but not actually do it. I mean, I think you draw the line between like wanting the revenge. The best revenge is just to be happy, move on and be happy.
Yeah,
ignore it.
Get it over with.
Yeah, ignore it and move on. But I know it's hard to ignore something like that when you have that kind of long term of a relationship and then marriage, and you let someone down.
I guess I'm a different breed because after my first marriage, I literally didn't care the third day. 3 days later, I'm done.
Did you love her, or did
you? Oh
you
yeah,
just
we was married for 6 years. We was married for 6 years. I loved her, but
because I was the same with my ex-wife.
Hey, that's your loss, not mine.
I was the same way with my ex-wife. She said she didn't love me, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to sit there and cry and sob and beg for her to stay, because what's the point? You done said you don't love me. I understand there's certain situations you may not feel a certain way, but if someone cheated on you and then lied to you and then turned around and came right out and sit there and said, yeah, I slept with this person so many times, and all of a sudden now it's not been weeks, it's been months. I mean, come on. It's a gut wrench feeling, and it's going to make you want to puke, honestly.
Well, yeah. I mean, anytime you get cheated on, it's a big old punch to the gut, because it makes you start looking at yourself, right? Anytime anybody gets cheated on, it starts making them look at themselves like, what am I doing wrong? Or what can I improve on to exactly? But at the same time, when you are not self-reflecting on yourself and starting a healing process, and you're thinking about revenge and anger, you're just killing time, which nobody has. So there's just no point in it.
I mean, it's not a feeling that you need to stay in, but it's a feeling that you need to feel, and it's like a wave. You got to ride it out until that emotion you felt it and you work through that, and then you can move on to the next one. But like, I think it's not a very healthy thing when it's like, well, don't get mad, don't be angry about it, be angry about it. Be angry. It's okay to be angry. You should be angry. He broke your heart and destroyed your life. You can be angry about that, and that's okay.
Shows the difference between males and females and males. We just can't ignore the feelings. We have to feel them to heal.
Yeah,
I mean, that's true. It is very true because we are different. We just are. See, I'm different. 1 of 100. There is no difference because the intent was there 1 through 100. Huh?
Yeah, different 1 or 100. There is no just because intent there was 1 to 100.
Yeah, I'm confused on that comment.
Don't know, Frodo. I do not know there, Frodo.
I mean, I understand that there's an intent behind it, no matter if it was slow or if it was fast, right? I guess that's what he's referencing 1 to 100. But at the same time, it's like the past is already the past. There's nothing you can do to go back and change it. Only thing you can do is look forward and move forward. So there's no point in dwelling on it, is my point.
Yeah. I can see that, but
That's a long one, though.
That was a lengthy one. Also, if there's if y'all watching, please, if you guys got some email stories about relationships or anything like kind of what we just read tonight, feel free to email. I know we had a few emails in the last week. It has been really fun. I'd rather kind of stick with more of, not saying Reddit's not reality, it may be, but I'd rather deal with some personal shit of other people. Stories, relationship stories, whatever. You can talk about whatever really at this point. I'm down for whatever. Reading emails, we can dissect it, talk about it, pick who was really right, who was really wrong. If you want an open opinion, that's all it is. At our opinion, it's not a fact. It's opinion. Email it.
And remember, subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell if you haven't already.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
We're here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Around 7 p.m. Eastern time. I'll be a little bit more specific.
Next time we're going to work up some intermission entertainment. We need to find some.
I mean, we have been going on for an hour now, so. But yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
It's been a good night. Y'all have a good one. Peace out.
See y'all.
Bye.